For influencer couples, life is content. Every vacation, every milestone, every romantic moment is a chance to go viral. But what happens when the relentless pursuit of likes, views, and followers pushes them to make monumentally stupid decisions? From illegal base jumps and deadly YouTube stunts, to trusting unregulated tour operators and attempting lethal TikTok trends. These are the stories of influencer couples who gambled with their lives for the perfect shot and paid the ultimate price. Case 1. The newlywed base jump. For Amber Bellows, 28, and Clayton Butler, 29, life was an adrenaline rush. The Salt Lake City couple were experienced base jumpers, documenting their high-risk hobby for their followers. Just 2 weeks after their wedding, on February 8, 2014, they decided to celebrate their new life together with a jump that would also be their last. Their target: the 7,276-foot Mount Kinnisava in Zion National Park, a location where base jumping is strictly illegal. The ban exists for a reason. The park's steep, narrow canyons and unpredictable winds make it one of the most dangerous places in the world for the sport. Ignoring the law and the inherent risks, they hiked to the summit with their manager and a videographer, ready to capture the perfect illicit content. Around 6:30 p.m., Amber jumped first. Her parachute failed to open properly. Clayton watched in horror as his new bride plunged 2,000 feet to her death. He jumped after her in a desperate, futile attempt to reach her. But she was gone. The recovery team found her body the next morning, her life cut short by a dumb decision to chase a thrill in a forbidden zone. As the acting park superintendent said, "Base jumping is so dangerous, even for those that are experienced, like Amber Bellows. That is one of the reasons it is not allowed in the park." Case 2. The hot air balloon proposal. For two Brazilian couples, June 15, 2025, was supposed to be the height of romance. Newlyweds Juliana and Leandro Pereira were celebrating their love, while Tiago Campinas was about to propose to his girlfriend, Gabrielle Nascimento, mid-flight. They chose a hot air balloon ride in Boituva, a popular spot for the activity. But their quest for a picture-perfect, social media-worthy moment led them to an illegal operator and a flight that would end in tragedy. They boarded a balloon with 31 other passengers, operated by a pilot only licensed for private, not commercial, flights. The conditions were windy, so much so that another balloon that took off with them landed immediately. But their pilot, eager to make money, assured them it was safe. As the balloon ascended, Tiago proposed, and Gabrielle said yes. But moments later, the pilot lost control in the strong winds. The balloon was dragged across an orange grove, flinging 4 passengers from the basket. It briefly regained altitude before crashing again. Most passengers jumped out during the second landing, but Juliana was found on the ground, unconscious, with a broken nose and a split jaw. She died from her injuries. The pilot was arrested for aggravated manslaughter. It was a dumb decision to trust an unlicensed operator in dangerous conditions, a tragic end to a day that was supposed to be about love and new beginnings. Case 3. The honeymoon zipline for Israeli newlyweds. Egael Tishman, 24, and Schiff Fanken, 27. Their honeymoon cruise on Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas was a dream come true. In July 2018, they took a shore excursion in Roatan, Honduras, for a zipline adventure through the jungle canopy. It was a standard tourist activity, one that thousands of people do safely every year. But a catastrophic failure in procedure by the tour operators turned their exhilarating ride into a deadly collision. Schiff had somehow gotten stuck halfway along the cable, dangling helplessly above the trees. The operators, in a shocking display of incompetence, failed to stop the next person in line. That person was her new husband, Egael. He came speeding down the zipline at full force, with no way to stop. He slammed directly into his wife in a horrific mid-air crash. Both suffered serious injuries, including broken ribs, and were rushed to a local hospital. Egale complained of breathing problems, and the next day, he died from his injuries. Schiff was airlifted to a hospital in Florida and survived. The zipline excursion was immediately suspended, but it was too late. A moment of gross negligence by the operators, and the couple's decision to trust them, turned a joyous honeymoon into a tragedy, leaving a bride widowed just weeks after her wedding. From illegal jumps to unregulated tours, we've seen how the pursuit of a thrill can end in tragedy. But what happens when the danger is self-inflicted? A stunt so obviously stupid that it's hard to comprehend. Stick around, because after the break, we're looking at a case where a YouTube couple tried to stop a bullet with a book. Case 4. The Off-Roading Influencers. Matthew Peter Yeomans and Stacy Turut were living the influencer dream. Their YouTube channel, Toyota World Runners, had over 200,000 subscribers who followed their off-roading adventures in a custom-built Land Cruiser Chinook. But on August 7, 2025, their passion for pushing the limits in remote, dangerous terrain led to their deaths. The couple was navigating a forestry road at high altitude in the Purcell Range of British Columbia, a rugged and unforgiving landscape. Around 6:30 p.m., they lost control of their vehicle. It plunged 650 feet down the mountainside, rolling many, many times before coming to a rest. The rescue operation was described as challenging, with teams facing a long, uphill journey through rugged terrain. Matthew was found dead at the crash site. Stacy was found away from the vehicle, disoriented with serious injuries. She was airlifted to a hospital but died later that evening. Their final YouTube video showed them testing their truck on rocky trails, a testament to their love for extreme off-roading. But it was that very love and the constant need to create more extreme content that led to their fatal crash. They had gotten engaged just 4 months earlier, their future together cut short by a dumb decision to take on a mountain that was simply too much for them. Case 5. The YouTube Stunt. In the world of YouTube pranksters, the pressure to go viral can lead to some incredibly stupid decisions. But for Pedro Ruiz III, 22, and his 19-year-old girlfriend, Mona Lisa Perez, their final stunt wasn't just stupid. It was deadly. On June 26, 2017, the Minnesota couple, who had a 3-year-old daughter and another child on the way, decided to film a video for their channel. The idea, conceived by Pedro, was simple and monumentally dumb. He would hold a 1.5-inch thick hardcover encyclopedia to his chest, and Mona Lisa would shoot him with a .50 caliber Desert Eagle from a foot away. They believed the book would stop the bullet. They had even tweeted about it beforehand. Me and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine. With 2 cameras rolling and their 3-year-old daughter watching, they went ahead with the stunt. The bullet tore through the book, killing Pedro instantly. Mona Lisa was charged with second-degree manslaughter and sentenced to a mere 180 days in jail, served in alternating 10-day increments. She was banned from owning firearms for life and forbidden from profiting from the case. It was a tragic and entirely preventable death, a case of 2 young parents sacrificing everything for a few moments of internet fame. Case 6. The TikTok Craft. Viral trends on TikTok can be harmless fun, but some are lethally dangerous. For Tanya Rodriguez, 44, and James Carolfi, 52, a popular wood-burning craft they saw on social media cost them their lives. On April 6, 2022, the Wisconsin couple were found dead in their garage after a house fire, but the investigation revealed a shocking truth. They had died before the fire started. The cause of death was electrocution, and the electrocution itself had started the fire. They were attempting a technique called fractal burning, or Lichtenberg burning, which uses high-voltage electricity to create lightning-like patterns in wood. The process, popularized by viral videos, is incredibly dangerous. The couple was using a power source they had jury-rigged from a disassembled microwave oven and jumper cables. It was a DIY death machine. At least 33 people have died from attempting this trend since 2016, a fact that has led the American Association of Woodturners to ban the practice from all its events. Even experienced electricians have been killed by it. The Marathon County Sheriff's Office issued a stark warning after the couple's death. Taking advice from YouTube or any other social media site is not safe when you're dealing with electricity. It was a dumb decision to trust a viral video over the basic laws of physics, a fatal mistake that turned a creative hobby into a house fire and a double tragedy. These stories are a grim testament to the deadly consequences of chasing internet fame. For these influencer couples, the pressure to create bigger, better, and more dangerous content led to their final, fatal posts. It's a stark reminder that behind every viral video is a real person, and no amount of likes, views, or subscribers is worth your life. Thank you for watching.